guys, welcome back. Today I'm sharing a homeschool update. I'm going to try and make this quick. I already recorded this and I was just all over the place and I was like, I got to re-record this. I'm going to try and do it by each kid and kind of update you like that. Otherwise, I'm going to be all over the place. Okay, so as for the homeschool update, the first thing I want to say is this. You guys, the Lord is so good. Okay, a while ago, I think it was either last year or the year before, I shared with you guys that I read the book Adventuring Together. This book was so good and it made me want to go and adventure with my kids more. I feel like I was pretty adventurous before I had Joy, or even when I was pregnant with Joy, I was pretty adventurous. And then like Justice, my fourth child, when he turned 18 months, it was just very hard because between him and Isaac being a toddler, like him being, they were both toddlers, and it was just a very hard season of my life. It was very stressful for me to leave the house, so I stopped. And then I pretty much stayed inside for like a long period of time. Pretty much stopped doing things and going places because it was just hard and very exhausting. And then I started dealing with, of course, the adrenal fatigue. So yeah, it was very hard for me to leave the house and it would exhaust me. Anyway, I read that book, I think it was last year, the year before, Adventuring Together, and that book made me, it like sparked that back in me where I want to do this and I want to go out and adventure and do life with my children and just have so much fun. But I was like longing for a community or a friend or someone else to do it with, because I just thought that would be so fun. Yes, it could be fun with just my children and my husband, but sometimes my husband, you know, he works all the time and then he wants to come home and rest. He don't want to go out and adventure. So, which is understandable. So I was really longing for a homeschool group because she adventured with other moms. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would be so fun. And I had been praying since then for the Lord to bring me a community, right? And you guys, he is so good. It was 3 weeks ago. I was in my bed and I was praying and I was like, Lord, I really need a community of homeschool moms. I would really love to have some friends, have my kids have some friends, some good Christian, godly friends who are going to encourage them in the Lord and not be of the world. And I just want to be set apart. Like, we are called to be set apart and to be in the world, but not of the world. And that was what I wanted. I was like, I need some good Christian friends. And I need my children to have good Christian friends who also want to serve God and, you know, are not going to be wanting worldly things. Because, you guys, worldly things are not going to last. I prayed, and no joke, you guys, God answered that night. I'm not even joking. Actually, it was so crazy because the person that he had reached out to me, he literally, I thought about her, right? After I was praying, he put her on my mind. And then at 12 o'clock that night, she messaged me, and then I didn't see it till the morning. And I was like, what? And I opened it up and I just like started talking to her, and then she just randomly starts telling me about this homeschool group she's in. And you guys, one thing, God is so good because he brings what you need when you need it right on time. Because I have been looking into co-ops, into different homeschool groups, and I just could not, because I didn't want to be a part of a co-op that I had to teach someone else's kids. Not because I wouldn't ever want to, it's more because, y'all, I'm trying to survive here, teaching 5 of my own kids. I am, and with my health, I just don't think I am capable to be able to do that right now in this season of my life. Maybe later on, I don't know, but no, that is not what I was looking for. I don't want to have to plan out all this stuff. I feel like I already have to plan a lot, and I just have a lot on my plate as it is, and I don't want to add any more things to my plate. So when I asked her if it was a co-op, she was like, oh no, it's just a group where we meet up at the park every Tuesday and we have mom's night out, and where all the moms get together and do like fun game nights and stuff. And then also that they do like fun Fridays, like once or twice a month where they go on field trips with the kids and stuff, and they do like all this kind of fun stuff, and you only have to participate like twice a year to help, like easy stuff. I don't have to plan nothing. I can just help clean up, set up, whatever it is they need help twice in the whole school year I can do it. And I'm like, this is exactly what I need. And it was so cool because we met up at the park. I got to go on like a trial, like park day, and I met them. I liked them. I'm like, this seems like it's going to be great. We're going to encourage each other in the Lord. These kids love the Lord. And you guys, it's been awesome. So that is the biggest change that we have done so far. We have hung out with them for 3 weeks now, and it has been absolutely amazing. I am just so encouraged by these moms, and it's just a breath of fresh air, you guys. I am like, Lord, you are so good. You are so good. So, oh my gosh, I just want to encourage you. If you are looking for a community, pray. And I also want to encourage you, like, if you're able to start a community around you, you could do that as well. When I was talking to like one of the leaders of the group, she was telling me that she didn't have no community, and she like moved, and where she was at, she had a great homeschool community, but then they moved, and then she couldn't find anything, so she created one. So there's that option too. I'm glad I didn't have to create one because I just don't have the energy to do that. Now let's go into each one of my kids. Okay, so for Nathan, I can't remember if I told you guys this or not, but last year we actually, well, at the end of last year, so like I think it was from November to like February, I think, he was doing basketball. We had him, there's like a Christian gym, or there's a gym run by Christians and by a Christian church, and they do like basketball and stuff like that. So we let him join, and just for something fun and for him to get his energy out and stuff like that. And he had fun and did basketball, and he liked it. And I think he might want to do it again. I don't know. We'll see. I would really love to let my younger boys try out for basketball because I think they would like it. We're not really into sports, and we don't really care about sports here in our family. If my kids are going to play a sport, it's not because we're like being competitive or anything like that. That's not like really how any of us are. None of us are like that in this house. We're just like, we want to do something just for the fun of it. Or just to experience it. So that's the only thing that my kids would be doing it for, is just as an experience, not really as a competitive sport or anything like that. We're not into that. We don't really care. We're not even sports people. We don't watch sports. None of that. Anyway, that was a little fun season of him doing basketball. And then now he actually is in something that is called CAP, which stands for Civil Air Patrol. And I don't really know how to explain it, but one of his friends from church goes to it, and then he told him about it, and his friend talks about it all the time. So you can go and do like, I think, a 3-time trial. So you can go 3 times before having to sign up, just to see if like it's something you like. And he went and he loved it, so we signed him up. It was really inexpensive for the year, which was awesome. He's doing that, so it's teaching him discipline. Guys, I just think this is going to be so good for his character and just character growth and development. And if he decided to do anything to do with the Air Force or the military or anything, this is like a great place for him to start because he's so young. He can rank up really fast. So I don't know, it's really good. We are liking it. He likes it. He goes once a week for like 3 hours, and it's great. So Nathan is currently going through this God's Design for Life. I was actually doing this with him, and then I think it was like 2 weeks ago, he was like, what do I have to do for science? And then I was like, you need to read this chapter and write a couple sentences about it, like narration, right? And he ended up doing it, so I don't even do this with him anymore. I've totally delegated it to him, and That's what he does. He reads it. And it's nice because these lessons are like not that long, and they're not, I mean, they're only like a couple pages, and some of them are longer than others, but yeah. So he's currently doing The World of Animals. That's all we've done so far in this, because like I said, I was doing it with him, and it was a lot, because not only was I teaching him, but I'm also trying to teach 2 people how to read. I'm doing 2 different maths, actually 3, no 4. I'm teaching 4 kids math. It's just a lot of things that I'm doing. So it was nice to be able to delegate this. So he's pretty much doing a lot of stuff on his own. And then IEW. We have been loving this. I love this because I feel like it's really helping him with writing. But like I said before, the only thing I don't like about this is that it's like I have to correct it. But once again, you guys, the Lord meets you where you're at. He literally met me where I was at. And I was like praying, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, because I am not good at, correcting things. I am not a writer. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. I'm like art and science, okay? I am art and science, and mostly art and creativity. That's where I am. I could build something, okay? You give me some wood and some nails and a hammer and a saw, I will build something, okay? If you give me a pencil and some paint, I will draw and paint you something. But if you give me a pen and want me to write something, I could probably do it, but is it going to be fantastic? Probably not. So I can build things. I can do art. Those are my skills. Writing is not my skill. So that's why I delegated writing to IEW. But this is so great, because one day I was at church and I was talking to my friend. I was telling her how I was doing IEW with Nathan, and I was like, the only thing I hate about it is that I'm supposed to be correcting it, or he needs to find someone to correct it. I don't really know anyone to correct it for him and help him. And she was like, I love writing. I would love to help him. If he wants to bring this on Sundays or on Wednesdays, I'll take a look at it with him and edit it with him and all of that. And I'm like, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Look at that. Next is math. He is going through Delta, and he does this on his own pretty much. So I watch the videos with him in case he has any questions, and then I need to help him. I am going to be, I think, switching his math next year to something else to prepare him for high school. I know a couple of you have reached out to me and asked me to do a video on how, like, brainstorming curriculum, and I'll totally do that. I really haven't even thought about it, which is weird because I usually have everything planned out by like January. I'm not even joking. I usually already know what I'm using. And this year I kind of have looked at stuff, but the more that I look into Charlotte Mason, the more I'm drawn to it. And I also didn't want to buy anything yet because we're going to convention. So I want to probably purchase curriculum there and look at all the things there. I mean, I have a couple of things I have in mind. But yeah, I'll try my very best to do one of those like brainstorm curriculum things. Then grammar, we're doing Fix It Grammar. He is pretty much almost done with this. I love this because he can do it on his own. It's easy. It's right there. Boom, done. I don't have to think about it. And then we do history, Bible, and literature as a family. I know I was doing Sunlight with him, and we are kind of still doing it. But the thing is, I don't think I will use Sunlight again for him. I have thought about wanting to do Sunlight with my younger ones because I like some of the younger ones. Like I think it is B and C, Sunlight B and Sunlight C, I think it is, or maybe it was C and D. I don't remember. And I really like the look of that. So I don't know. He has read a bunch of these books. A lot of them he listened to on audio. But I kind of took that Sunlight and we're doing like the history portion of it together as a family. Okay, so Faith is almost done with Foundations B. You guys, I thought we would have already been done with this by now, but we're not. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I almost suspect that she might have dyslexia, and I might try and get her tested for it. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to see, because I've kind of talked to a couple people who their kids have dyslexia, and I'm wondering if that is what's going on here. And speaking of, like, if your kid is falling behind, or you feel like your kid is behind in something, I want to say that I did an announcement a little while ago about being a part of Chantel from Intentional Homeschooling. She is doing an intentional homeschooling summit, and I was one of the speakers in it. There's actually a bunch of different speakers. I'll try to link that video in the description box or in the cards. But I am talking about, you know, when you feel like your child is falling behind, and I'm giving some tips on that and just encouragement. That's what's going on for reading. And then she is doing building writers. I don't have it here right now, but it's this orange one right here. It's level K, but we've never really done writing before, so I had her do it, and she loves it, and she's almost done with it, and she absolutely loves it. Okay, for math, I'll talk about her and Isaac for this one, because they are both doing Math with Confidence, 2nd grade. I told you guys, I think in the last update, that I was thinking about switching to this, or maybe I already told you. I don't remember. But I sold the Good and the Beautiful new level, the Simply Good and Beautiful 2, because I never even opened it and did it, because I was just dreading it. I think I was just so burnt out from their old math that I just didn't even want to go into this one. And after I did Addition Facts That Stick, I just knew this was the program for us, because I just love the way that she teaches math. I love the game-based hands-on learning, and it's quick and easy, you guys. Here is the teacher's manual, okay? It's thick, and I don't like stuff like this because I'm very visual, and it's very much like you're reading a lot, but you're really not. I get overwhelmed if there's no pictures and stuff, but just because that's how I am. And then here is the actual workbook. I know this one's Isaac's, but they both have the same one. This is what it looks like. The workbook is beautiful. It is colorful and cute, and they do a front page and a back page. The front page is usually the skill that you were learning, and then the back page is usually review of what you've previously learned. I love this curriculum so much. We are going on week 5, and their math facts are like so good. They're so good at math facts now. Her and Isaac can both like do it and like spit off math facts in their head, and I just love it. There was one day that I didn't even feel like doing math because I was tired, and I ended up reading the lesson, and I was like, oh, this is real quick. I'm telling you, the lessons are like 10-15 minutes, and then they do the worksheet, and that's it. And I love it, and I love that I have them together, because then I kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and they do math together, and I'm so happy about that. And they love the hands-on games approach to it. And the cool thing about it is, because I was doing the old Good and the Beautiful, I had gotten the activity box. Well, I didn't really have to buy anything for this except for base 10 blocks, which I bought this one right here, and I will link it below. She does recommend that you buy a deck of cards, and there are a few supplies that you need, but like I said, I haven't bought anything except for the base 10 blocks to do this, because I literally have used so many things from the old Good and the Beautiful manipulative box that I didn't really have to get anything. I didn't even have to buy the deck of cards that she recommended, because I used the little cards that came in the level 1 curriculum from the old Good and the Beautiful. So that has been wonderful. Now I'm going to talk about Isaac. We already talked about him in math. So he is also doing Foundations B, and he's a little bit of the way through, but I paused. He really needs to practice his phonogram sounds. So what I did is, and I wanted to work on CBC words with him. So what I did is I made these like a long time ago. I cut them out of wood, painted them. I have the consonants are blue, the vowels are red, and we just take these and build words with them. And I made him, this is so easy, you guys. I made Isaac's book of words. And what I did is I started with words. So I'm just doing CVC word families. And because he's very hands-on, like the first day here, I just took the letter A-T, and then I took all these consonants that would be in the front of it, and I lined them up on the top. I'll try and put a video in as well. So I lined them up, and then I put A-T, and then he could grab one of the other letters, like C, and move it down, and then say cat. And that's what we did to make it hands-on learning through CVC, learning CVC words, and this is helping his phonic sounds as well. So after we do that, I record it in here, and then the next day we read over these words, and then we go on to a new word family. And that has been working great. I talked about how I was doing this. I know I shared this in the beginning. It was a preschool curriculum I found on Etsy that was so cute. Well, I also bought a couple other things from her. Her Etsy shop is called Play Pre-K, and this is her healthy pets thing, and this just has so many things in it. Math, it does have some read CVC words and then sort them out. So this is one of the games that I'll be playing with him, and it comes with these little dogs. I'm not getting it out right now, but I have like all the manipulatives in this pouch here. It comes with little dogs, and they each have like a CVC word, and then they read it, and then they put that dog in the doghouse that goes to that vowel. So we've been playing some of these games as well. And then I've also been doing that with Justice and Joy as well, because not only do they have that, there's one with a dog here, and there's little balls and like tennis balls, and they have a picture of like an animal or something on it. And I would lay out a couple of the balls, and I'd say, can you find me the ball that starts with the sound and it would have like an alligator on it. So they have to like find that ball with the alligator on it, and that's helping with the sounds. So I'm really loving this. This has like so many different games. It has like this where you're trying to figure out, you have tanagram cutouts, and they have to figure out how to build the house with so many pieces. It comes with little cards too, where it's like use this piece, and this piece, and then they have to figure out how to build the house. So that's what he's doing currently for reading. And then sometimes I do have him do Explode the Code, and once in a while I have Faith do Explode the Code as well. So what is Isaac doing? We talked about math, reading. Okay, so now Justice is also doing math with confidence. He's doing level K. I probably could have did level 1 with him, but I had bought in this in the beginning of the year. I was going to save it for Joy, but I was like, I don't know. I like the way that she does this, and I just wanted to do it. Now, I did skip, I think, a couple lessons, or I just like quickly ran through the lessons with him. He's on week 6, and it's been going so good, you guys. The way that she teaches this is phenomenal. I just love it. So we have this 10 frame, and we use the little glass gems from the Dollar Tree. It is so cool. What you will do is you will lay out so many pieces on here, and then you hide it, and you teach your kid mental math early on by covering it and then going like this really quick and then covering it. And I'm telling you, Justice's mental math skills are like amazing because of this. I am in love with this curriculum. It is so good. I wish that she had already had this out and that I could have even done this with Nathan, because I think this would have been a phenomenal curriculum for him. So yeah, Justice is doing this. Also, he is going through a kindergarten too. He knows a lot of this. And then I think I might just jump into foundations, or Logic of English foundations right after I'm done with this, maybe. I don't know. Or I'm going to do the same thing that I'm doing with Isaac, and I might do like this with him. I haven't decided yet, but he's working his way through this. We just started book 1. And then Joy is doing these, which I think I got these for Justice as well, but he already finished all his. So he did these, and then we moved him to this. Joy she's almost done with these. These are like, this is kind of like what the inside looks like. This one is numbers and counting, but each book is different. It comes with A all the way to F, and each one is different. And then she's also doing the kindergarten 1. So that is what she's doing. And then she's doing preschool math at home. She already knows. She flew through a lot of this because she already knew a lot of these concepts, but I really like it. I did not need a workbook for this. It's pretty much all hands-on fun activities with things that you already have around your house. It's wonderful. I love this program so much. And then Justice and Joy, we are doing Gentle and Classical Preschool. We are on Unit 6. I have to get the book, so we probably are going to do it in 2 weeks. But we're already on Unit 6. And like last week, we did Unit 5, which was the tiny seed. So you're learning about the letter T, and then she has a nursery rhyme that goes along with it. And I do this with Justice too, and they love this so much. I love the memory board. There are books that go with this. I mean, I probably might do another video on this maybe, but it also comes with this activity book as well. So it kind of gives you like a little synopsis of each thing, and then it gives you a schedule, and then it has handicraft and all that to it. We usually don't do the handicraft. I'm pretty much just doing the literature, the catechisms, the nursery rhymes. She does suggest preschool math at home with this. So this is like such a sweet little preschool curriculum. It is fun, easygoing, really laid back, and I love that. It's not like all these moving parts. It's actually really easy. And then it comes with a morning binder. Now, on to like family subject. Let's talk science first, because this is with my 4 little ones. Mostly like Faith and Isaac, but my other 2 like to join for science. We were doing Sassafras Science Adventures. You guys, I threw that out the window. I'm just like, I was so bored with it. I couldn't do it. And I heard that people thought it was boring. But you know what? What one person thinks is boring, you know, you might not. What I think is boring, you might not think is boring. What you might think is boring, I might not think is boring. I heard different opinions on it, so that's why I just wanted to try it, but I don't like it. I mean, my daughter liked it, but I don't really think Isaac liked it too much, and I really didn't like it, so I didn't want to do it. I scrapped it, and I came up with my own curriculum. A while ago, I saw Chantel share these books on her Intentional Homeschooling channel, and it is a 6-book series called Race the Wild, and it's just like a cute little story, and you learn so much in here, like different biomes and animals. In this, you have creature features, so you learn a little bit about that animal. So pretty much what I'm doing is we are reading a chapter in this, and then I also get other resources from the library. I got this, which is a phenomenal book, In the Rainforest. Loved this. The pictures in this are beautiful, and that's what I'm drawn to. And there's just so much great information in this book. And then I'm checking out different books like this, like nonfiction books, and we're just learning that way too. And then I have been finding stuff on YouTube. We've watched Wildcrats, and I just made it my own curriculum, and I absolutely love it. I just love that. I love being able to have resources like that, and I just feel like I couldn't do that with the Sassafras one because the chapters were so incredibly long in there, and I was like, I don't have time to do anything else. We've also been notebooking, which has been great. So here is an example of her notebooking page, and pretty much I have them draw a picture, and then she'll tell me what she learned. I will write it on the whiteboard for her, and then she will copy that. This is her own narration, so we're doing like notebooking / narration. And then with my other boys, like Isaac, sometimes I have him write like one sentence, and then sometimes I write it for him. It just depends. And then Justice is also doing one of these, and Joy is kind of doing one of these. But she doesn't have to like narrate or do anything like that. I mean, she might like narrate, just tell me, but she don't have to do any writing. She just has fun with it because she wants to be in it. That's the only reason I gave her a notebook. Same with Justice. He wants to do the crafts. And we have been doing crafts, which I will take you over. I totally got this idea from Lindsay from Little School Smiths over on Instagram. I love her because she's very crafty and I like crafts. So she did this last year, and she just currently did this year as well, where she made a bulletin board. On her bulletin board, she made like a huge tree from the rainforest, and then they made rainforest crafts and stuck them all over the tree. So I loved that idea, and because the first book talks about the rainforest, we did that as well. So I will do a little video, but we've made squirrel cuckoos, a giant snake, which we were learning about the green anaconda. We also did poison dart frogs because we learned about that as a creature feature. And then the last one we just did was sloths. So we did a fun little sloth craft. So that has been so much fun, and my kids love it, and they just love being able to put stuff on the tree. We currently, for our morning basket, we just finished this. This goes along with the Jesus Storybook Bible. This is the attributes of God. We liked this a lot. We just did it every day after we finished the Who is God's curriculum. Now we are on to the Pilgrim's Progress. If you guys have watched a lot of my book hauls, you may have seen this in a book haul. This is phenomenal. They love it. Every time I read out of it, they are like, keep going, because it is like, it's a longer picture book, so it takes a while to get through. The pictures are gorgeous, and it's very engaging, and my kids love it. So we're going through the Pilgrim's Progress. I'm also going through the Children's Book of Virtue, which has been amazing. And for history, we are still chugging through Story of the World Volume 1. And I kind of stopped because we are reading some picture books. So we've read Adventures in Ancient Egypt, Adventures in Ancient China, and now we're, I think, halfway through Ancient Greece. I also shared an Ollie's haul a while back, and so we were doing a sticker book about ancient Greece, and I read through that. So we're just kind of picking some resources up, and then what we do is we just pause this, and then we add some of these in, and then we go back to this. So that is kind of how we are doing Story of the World for history. Since January, some of the read alouds that we have read, we've read so many read alouds, you guys, this year, and I'm just so happy. We've read just fun read alouds. So we've done The Wind in the Willow, and the cool thing about this is most of these books, I was able to get the movie. Like, I found this not too long ago as a movie at the library, and my kids watched it after, so that was so fun to do the book, and then to read the book, and then watch the movie. So we've done The Wind in the Willow. The next one we did was Charlotte's Web. My kids loved this. I found all of these on audio, okay, on the Libby app, I think. You guys, the cast that did this was phenomenal. So we listened to this, and then I already have the movie of Charlotte's Web, the cartoon one, so we watched the one, but I know they have the other one with Dakota Fanning. My kids just wanted to watch the cartoon, so that's what we did. And The Wind in the Willow is a cartoon as well. The next thing we did is Trouble According to Humphrey. You guys, we did the first one. Oh no, we didn't do this one. Oh, we didn't do this one. I'm sorry. It's number 2 we did. I just grabbed this to kind of show you. We might be doing this next. But we did, it's called Friendship According to Humphrey, and it's the second book. We did the first book, I'm pretty sure, in the beginning of this year or during the summer. I can't remember. My kids absolutely loved it so much that they wanted to continue the series. So we did Friendship According to Humphrey, and then I found this one at the thrift store. But they just came out with this on audiobook on Libby, so I'm waiting for it. And then we may do this one next. The next thing we did, I don't have a book, the actual book, but here is the picture of it. It is Because of Winn-Dixie, and I did this because I kept seeing this on Audible, and the girl who narrated it it was so captivating that I wanted to listen to it. We had went to, I don't know if it was at the library, the little Friends of the Library, where you can like actually purchase like, books and DVDs and stuff. I don't remember if I found it there or if I found it at the thrift store, but I found Because of Winn-Dixie. It was brand new. I don't even think it was ever opened. And I was so excited. So I was like, the DVD, that's what I'm saying. I found the DVD and I was like, okay, we're going to listen to the book and then we're going to watch the movie. So we did that next. And then this last one that we just did was because I was at the library looking. Every time I go to the library, I look at the books that they're selling. They're always so cheap. The children's books are 25 cents. The DVDs are $1. So I found this movie there, and I remember it being one of my favorite movies as a kid. I just remember loving it. And it is Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. So when I found the DVD, I was like, okay, this is the next book. And what I love to do is compare and contrast. And my kids loved this book way better than the movie. And I did too. I was just like, man, they added stuff in the movie that I was just like, man, they shouldn't have added that. The movie was cute, but there was stuff I didn't like about it. But we loved the book. It was really good. And they have 2 other books in this series. I'm not sure when we'll get to it. Those are the read alouds that we have done so far. That pretty much wraps up this update. I know it was so long. Sorry. If you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave them below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys. Have a blessed day.